So, shall we start?
Yeah, sure. Am I audible correctly?
Yes, sir. Uh,
Yeah.
so, uh, Hello and good evening to all. I am Ketki Tikekar, PhD scholar, Chemical Engineering Department, MNIT Jaipur. I welcome you all to the fourth day of 2 weeks hybrid mode Atal FDP on advanced computational intelligence techniques for engineering and science applications. This program is jointly organized by Chemical and Computer Engineering Departments, MNIT Jaipur. As the previous sessions, today's session will also be divided in three parts: a 50 minutes talk and 10 minutes break, again a 50 minutes talk, and the third part of the session will be open to question and answers. Attendance to all the sessions is mandatory for all the participants. Without any further delay, I would like to extend a warm welcome to today's speaker, Honorable Mr. Saurav Goswami. Uh, Let me introduce Mr. Saurav Goswami. He is currently working as assistant consultant in Tata Consultancy Services in Mexico City. After graduating from Electronics and Communication Engineering at University of Allahabad, he joined TCS as assistant system engineer in 2013 and started his career in retail domain with world's second largest retail chain, Walgreens, in the technical field of IBM AS400 tool, in which he also managed the automation using artificial intelligence. After working for 3 years in retail domain, he moved to banking with CBRE Banks, in which he managed the whole transformation of CBRE Banks module from AS400 to SAP technologies. Now, for last 5 years, he is working in the healthcare domain with Cardinal Health Systems. He works on their warehouse management system, in which they are currently developing various types of automation using artificial intelligence so that the customers will get all their orders and deliveries without any issue or error. He has been awarded with Employee of the Year 2 times in a row for his exceptional work in healthcare warehouse management system. Apart from that, he has received the Technical Master Award from Walgreens System for providing the best retail solution for the item management system. He has also worked in the cybersecurity field with CBRE banks and provided many sessions to minimize the impact of cyber threats. Sir, it's our pleasure to have you with us today. I request you to begin today's talk. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And the whole MNIT team to invite me. eh, And it's an honor to present my knowledge to everyone. Basically, I'm not a researcher. I am an industry expert. So just provide the solutions to customer on their basic queries, on their basic need. So we are working like that. So without any further delay, I will start my presentation. My presentation basically divided in two parts. First in artificial intelligence, and then the cyber threats created after using artificial intelligence computational techniques. Because in the starting phase, when window is coming in our system, like in 90s, in 1999, there is just a basic need, like to provide a best knowledge of the windows of the computer systems to the user. But in the last 10 years or 15 years, the emerging nature of the cyber threats will go to the cyber security field. So now first I'm starting my presentation with artificial intelligence. Yeah, thanks everyone. Hello, good evening to everyone in India, and in Mexico it is a very good morning. So there is a time difference of around 11 hours. So I'm starting my presentation.
Okay, good evening and good morning, both.
Yeah, thanks. So basically, what is artificial intelligence? So first we can divide it into, as the word suggests, artificial intelligence. So artificial is something like which is man-made, which is not coming from like from the human bodies or something like as. And intelligence is a word which is starting from a very newer age, like for a 3 year old boy, like 2 plus 2 is also a very good thing. Like it is a very intelligence when he started to give the answer like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, because he started calculations before that, because our human mind, our neural network, all belongs to that, like how 2 plus 2 become 4. So just an idea, like what is artificial intelligence? It's an idea of building machines capable of thinking, acting, and learning like humans. It's a very harsh word, like till now we are not able to achieve any machine which can similar or as compared to like humans, because there are so many works that human can do, but machines cannot perform till now. So like in our programming word or in our calculation word, so writing a program to pick out object in a picture or any program, like we made a machine who can just recognize our voice, is also an example of artificial intelligence. And in today's environment we can see many chatbots in the banking system, in the healthcare system also. Babylon also presented one AI doctor to us, but those things are not 100% reliable to us. So that is why we call artificial intelligence. We are trying our best to move. I think within next 5 to 10 years we are able to make machines like this, but this is a very early statement for everything. So basically the study of computer system that attempts to model and apply the intelligence of the human minds, or we can say idea of building machines capable of thinking, acting, and learning like humans. So this is called artificial intelligence. Sometimes our artificial intelligence study around the robots. Like I am a electronics and communication engineer student, so the one thing which very energized me to work in this field is robotics. Like we saw various robots in our systems, and in the past 10 years our gaming industry has been energized so much, because social media gives so much enhance to this artificial intelligence topic. Like these are the games, these are the AI games in which we can feel the reality, anything. And when it comes into the normal people life, then it becomes a hot topic for us. So artificial intelligence, the power of a machine to copy intelligent human behavior. Like sometimes we say, like in the YouTube videos also, we just need to process our voice like artificial intelligence, then so many videos come, then it's also a wow moment for us. And oh and wow moments create so many calculations in our human mind. I think you can think like this, that many writers and many research people also going to some places like which create awe and wow moment in their life, so that they can think in a very best way to their life. So I will just compare robots with artificial intelligence. Actually, a robot is just like the programming language, like the instructions, like the set of instructions we have provided to a robot or a machine, and he can work like that. So a robot is just smart as the initial program, like the algorithm, like the logics that we have to provide. But in artificial intelligence we are trying to move a next step ahead. Like we want that machine can also think in a way. In sometimes, like we provided the access of the internet to the machine so that they can learn also like this. The chat gpt is the latest example in this form. I don't say that ChatGPT is a latest example, because Microsoft also launches the same system in 2016 also, but because of some controversies, he need to push back. But now ChatGPT is a very good example. So as we compare artificial intelligence versus robot, so the main agenda of artificial intelligence is to program to think, because the best power as a human we have currently is to think, to adapt something, like our human body, like our human immune system. When we are going some fever, some cold, so our body responses like that. So human immune system is also a example of intelligence, not artificial intelligence, because it is not man-made. We can enhance our power, our immunity system by taking something, but the original thing is also a very good example of thing, like social interaction, like learn, because the learning capability is the one exceptional quality we have as a human. And as compared to robots, they can only do whatever we programmed in a way, like whatever human can programmed in a way. Low level interaction, only as smart as program. So basically, we are starting now the early history of the artificial intelligence. There is a English mathematician in 1950, Alan Turing, and wrote a landmark paper titled "Computer, Machinery, and Intelligence" that asked the question like, how can machine thinks? And basically, the main purpose behind this, if a machine can think, how we can identify that. So in 1956, in a workshop at Dartmouth sponsored by John McCarthy, we can say the father of artificial intelligence and the current basic things working on the model like artificial intelligence, computational techniques, fuzzy logic, etc. He is the father of such theories like John McCarthy. So how he started, like, can machine think? He felt that such machine would eventually be constructed in the future world. So I think around 70 years back, he also think like that, that can machine think. And on that path, we are now currently do the so many uh, empowerments in the artificial intelligence. So he performed a Turing test, a test in which three objects basically are there. First is the respondent A, like a human, like a male or a female, and there is a second respondent also, like a female, and as an interrogator. So in this task, basically they need to provide, like, the interrogator must determine which respondent is the computer and which is the human. So if in the starting learning, he think that if that test will be completed, like if we can determine the difference between the computer and human, I think this is the basic test for the artificial intelligence. So in this game, like in the Turing test and the imitation game, they involve two tests. First test involve an interpreter, a male and a female. Female pretends to be male and interpreter tries to figure out who is who. Like basically, if a male respondent is there, then computer needs to determine that yes, this is a male respondent. In the current scenario, it is a very funny thing, or it is a very basic thing that he can determine, because in all of the artificial intelligence machines, something like this, like the chatbots, etc., they can determine with our voice recognition system. So the Turing test, there is a very so much talk about this, that is it like the Turing test pass, then we can say that this is our artificial intelligence machine. So not only passing the Turing test does not truly show that machine was thinking, it simply shows that it generated behavior consistent with thinking. Basically, what we programmed, we can find that, yeah, it's an achievable thing for us, basically. So there are two equivalents in this, like weak equivalence and strong equivalence. In the weak equivalence, the two systems, human and computer, are equivalent in result and output, but they do not necessarily arrive at those results in the same way. Like we can check the example in the so many things, like a robot, we can say. So with the instructions provided in their programming, he can determine who is male, who is female, who is boy, who is girl, like in this scenario. And in the strong equivalence, the two system uses the same internal process to produce the results, like our thinking matches with the computer. That is our main agenda of this. So he started with a very good thing. And just a comparison between the Turing test and the imitation game. Turing test computer results to itself and not to humans, and imitation game compares the robot result to human result. That what basically, like we can say, like LHS is equal to RHS, like this. So now basically, if you see like artificial intelligence, computational techniques, everywhere it is a talk like, can machine destroy the humans, or like this. But as per my understanding till now and the industry experience, In the 2017, Sophie named robot, or we can say artificial intelligence machine, is built who just make a statement that we can destroy humans. And there is so much talk in the social media and all the platforms that artificial intelligence is not good for the society. In some manner I can say yes, artificial intelligence is not good for the society, like there is a job crunch or something like this. But in every field currently artificial intelligence is using. So if we are not able to make, or like if India is not able to make that much improvement in that field, then we are way far behind that. And if we can say like machines, there is a memory crunch always there, like how much data we can put into them, like how much they can understand, that is always a question. And but in our human mind that is not a question, because our thinking is too because sometimes we can think like that, like the places, like the things which we can't understand, but we think in that way. So as people are saying that AI is advancing, it will take all the jobs. So nothing like that. I'm also working in the healthcare industry from last 5 years, and we made so many robots to work in the cardinal health system, and in other industry also there are so many robot work is currently going there. But on each machine you need a master guy, like who created that programming. Like currently we are taking the job the item codes like the UPC codes with the help of the machines, like there is a robot who just go to that item, that presses the button. But behind that there is always a person who just understand what he is doing, is he doing correctly or not. So there is no job crunch because all the peoples are working on this. Artificial intelligence is also creating so many jobs. So there is no such theory, as per my understanding it. But in the controversies of AI, I represent this point also, like the potential job tracker, job takeover, and growing laziness, growing cost, priority argument, robot relationships. So, in my second point, growing laziness is also not a point. It's just a hype created by our social media, media influencers, etc. Because laziness is coming when you stop to think. In the artificial intelligence, there is so much, like there is, like you can think whatever you want, and you just think and just prepare a coding, just prepare a algorithm, and then just present to the society. I think it's a wonderful thing to resolve anything by coding. Yeah, in the starting phase it is a growing cost also, because we need to provide so many learnings to our associates, and we need to give like what is artificial intelligence. And currently in our engineering society, only around 1 to 2% people are currently working on the artificial intelligence environment, because there is a procedure to go into this field, because we need some type of coding techniques, some type of tool training, and also we need to identify the issues present in the society. Like in our government scenario also, we uh, uh, like there everyone talking about that we can increase the farmers salary by 2 times, by 10 times, by 5 times. But is there any procedure we have currently? Like we have farmers data, like what are their challenges, why they are not able to increase their production. So these are the things that we need to think first, and we need so many programmers, so many teams, so many management skills, etc. And then we need to implement this. So before we going to artificial intelligence in any industry, we need to invest so much amount, so much jobs to that environment, like in the healthcare industry also, because it is a very crucial thing. Like we are providing someone's health update to anyone, and in this case we are not able to find like as per my understanding we cannot give a solution which is having 0.1% of error. So we are able to provide the 100% best solution. Currently in UK also there is a AI doctor concept is there, and they are running this concept only for the normal things, like not for any emergency cases, but it is going to be very good, and it is providing the efficiency of 90 to 95% correct things. So first thing is why it matters, like how artificial intelligence become so much hot topic in our society. So currently, like if we say in India, like in 1987 when computer was first coming to India, this talk is also there that it will take all the jobs and all the things. But if I think currently in the environment, if in the 1987 or and in that era, computer is not coming to our society, I think I am not able to present you this presentation currently, because of that we are coming into that running thing, like in the US, like in other countries, like people are growing so fastly about this artificial intelligence, computational techniques, cyber security, etc things. So we need to give our 100%, not 100%, our 200% best in this, so that we can face the challenges of this. There is other thing also, like are there why we need artificial intelligence? Our human is not capable to do things. Yeah, we are able to do everything, but like if we are talking about the efficiency, like in that case human is having like people are having some limitations, like their body freeze down or something like this. But in the case of machines, if we are if we provide a good hardware and a good software, then machine can do, I think, around 10 times better than humans in a specific environment. But we need to provide the instructions to learning to think like this. Like computer versus human, a computer can do something better than a human can, like adding a 1,004 digit number, because we don't have that much time that we can add things like this. That is why we create calculator, create computers, create programs to do all these things. Because why we waste our time on these type of things when we have something better in our mind to think and present to the society, like drawing complex 3D images, store and retrieve massive amounts of data. In the memory, like humans are the best, I can say. So I just take a example of this image, uh, because this image consists of so many colors and there's a cat also there. So in these type of things, a computer might be not able to perform their best thing, like he is not able to identify the cat. So in these type of things, human specification is also provided. So in the future scenario, like in so many movies you can saw that everything is acquired by the computers. I think as per my understanding it will not happen, but there are so many things I can put it down that computers can do in the sorry like computers can do in the future, like a postman job, bookstore clerk, librarian, doctor, lawyer, judges, because there is a set of instructions in this, and if we give a good programming in these professions, then we can do, like you can say, see in my last thing is professor. It is a very early statement regarding that, because professor is like who give society with their research, like with their findings. And till now, like our computer is not efficient to the new things, like they can learn, they can note down all the things which are present currently. So in future, as I said, so I think professor thing is also taken care by the computers, like they are able to provide the different type of researches happen till now, and they can give the best solution uh, around that. So first thing, like we need to understand why we use the term intelligence in regard to humans. So as I previously said, human can think, learn. Like currently we created so many languages, created computers, created all the things. So we are the creator of this artificial intelligence, computational techniques, and any techniques currently going down. But if you see the other part of the society like monkeys, dogs, ants, so they are very thin about their thinking, so they just know what is the everyday behavior in their area. So there are two types of knowledge representation. We want to compare the way that computer and human work to see if we can better understand why each have their strength, like processing model, knowledge representation, like reasoning. So there is a good topic like reasoning. In this, we have so many things like so many problems, and we need to identify on our learning skill basis and on our think like our logical reasoning behind that. And this is the best thing we can do in the artificial intelligence. Like more we provide the logical thinking, logical reasoning behind that. Knowledge representation is coming in two or three parts. Like for the knowledge representation, first we need to have the data. And I think in every industry, if we have the data, then we can perform better or we will be successful. Like in some cases you can see like Google, Microsoft, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, everywhere you can see the things which you want to see. Like is there any Instagram reels going there? Like in the Facebook also you can see so many suggestions. All are because of the artificial intelligence, because they collect our data, that what is our human behavior, what is our search history, whatever we might also like in the future. So on the basis of this we are presenting our knowledge. So basically it is the subset of the data. Like more the data we have, we can provide good information to user, or like something that user want actually. And in the current scenario you can see uh, in every industry the product is successful when you provide the things like human ask. So basically these are the things. And in the processing model, like how we can present to our society like a good UI, or there are so many things like a graphical interpretation and etc are there. So we are coming to the next technique like semantic network, a knowledge representation technique that focuses on the relationship between two objects. A directed graph I use to present the semantic network. So in this semantic network, basically it is just a algorithm of my programming, a small program like a set of student in which who is male, who is female, like what is their name, what is their employee id, if they are working in any company or any organization, like where they live currently. So you can see in this like there is a student who is person student id number, like this is his id number, this is his apartment name, where he live. So if we see this graph, so in the first interpretation, we can see this is a set of data of a student. But if someone want to ask like which student is living in this society with this employee ID number, then it is very tough for us to provide the answer in seconds. But if we made a coding, like a made a algorithm or made a computer program, and we just need to type like this is the employee ID of the person, can you please provide me the details? And you can see in every organizations we are putting this simple algorithm or programming, and it is very best of our use. So as you can see, this is the network design I have done. The object in the network represent the objects in the real world, like the students, male, female, that we are, the relationship that we present are based on the real world question, like where they live or what is their employee ID. And type of relationship represented determine which questions are easily answered. So like if someone give the name, like a person name, then we can say yeah he is male or she is female. So basically we are able to provide the answers of the questions which are very common or which are very general. But if someone asks like where they live, where what is their employee id, so it is difficult to find. So that is why we use the coding techniques, programming, etc. Like there is a next technique like search trees. Search tree is also a structure that represents alternatives in adversarial situations such as game playing the path down a search tree. So we can understand this like this. Like in my early days, I used to play Need for Speed game. Currently, there are so many AI representation games. So there is a condition-based thing. Like if you want to go path A, then this will happen. If you want to go path B, then this will happen. But when we are playing game, then we need to identify that which path is good for us, like A or B. Like we will achieve our goal by going to path A or by path B. So as I said in the previous in the starting of my presentation, that gaming industry revolutionized this artificial intelligence as per my understanding. So there are techniques also, like if we go to path A, then these are the probabilities. If we are going to path B, then this is the probability. And basically there is two techniques also, we can say, that the narrow down or breadth down. So basically search tree analysis can be applied to other more complicated games such as chess also. However, full analysis of chess search tree would take more than your lifetime, because there are so many probabilities, permutation, combinations, etc. around this. So we found two techniques like depth first or breadth first. Like we need to go to horizontal or we need to go to vertical in these techniques. So depth first, a techniques that involves the analysis of selected paths all the way down the tree, like in a vertical manner. Or in the breadth, a technique that involves the analysis of all the possible path, but only for a short distance down the tree. You can see this representation also, like depth first and breadth first. In this case, we started with this, we go down to this, and then we are able to find the solution. And in the breadth first analysis, there is more chances to find the solution or to achieve the goal in a shorter span of time. So like this, I write down this, like the breadth first strategy tend to be more successful and computationally feasible. Search tree analysis can be applied nicely to others more complicated games such as chess also. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue became the first program to defeat a master level chess player. Like in this, if we are saying that a machine defeat the human, then it is also not a good statement about this, because that machine is also built by the humans, and there are so much hard work, like around 3 to 4 years of hard work behind that. We have provided set of instructions, we have provided the master level chess players all the techniques, all the moves. After analyzing all these things and compute all these things, he is able to defeat that chess player. So this is also our experiment to provide that machine can do these things also, if we put down all the memory, like all the moves, all the techniques also. But those techniques, those moves, those logics coming from the human mind, that thing we need to present honestly to our society also, that there is no such harm like this, that computer defeats human. Now the next question arises, that same thing like Sophie said, can machines destroy humans? So there is no such thing like that currently exist. So we are coming down to expert system. A knowledge based system, basically we are talking about software that uses a specific set of information from which it extract and process particular pieces. Basically knowledge based system is just a software. In software also, we are providing set of instructions, set of logics, and on the basis of that, using computational techniques and other techniques currently present in our system, it is basically forming a software, and that computes all the things. Like you can say the example of calculator also, and so many things which we are running currently. In expert system, a software system based the knowledge of human expert. It is a rule based system, invariance engine. In the rule based system, a software system based on a set of if then rules. Like in the computer programming in C language, you saw if else statement, like if person go to this place, then this happen, else this happen. like there is a for loop also, nested also. So there are so many statement. On the basis of that, we are providing a binary things, like we are giving the statement like either it is 0, either it is 1. So basically these are the things in that. So we are coming to some biological point of the artificial neural network, because our understanding and the research history arrives on this, like how our human mind think. Basically, that is the first point when we started to working in the artificial intelligence, because that thing, if we can provide to that machine, then it works better. So what is artificial neural network? Basically, a computer representation of knowledge that attempts to mimic the neural network of the human body. Yes, this is our human body and our blood cells and the human mind, like how it is behaving. So basically, this is the biological representation of our neural network. Like there is a cell body, nucleus, axon, synapse, dendrites, etc. are there. I will provide you the understanding of each one by one. A neuron is a single cell that conducts a chemically based electronic signal. So sometimes we say if a person is think way behind his thinking, like in the society, if there is a statement like 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, because it comes to our algebra that we made. But if a person can say no, 2 plus 2 is not 4, it is something different, then we say, yeah, hey, he's thinking more like this, he's thinking way beyond our set of instructions that we have provided. But it is possible, because our human mind, our neurons can do whatever they want actually. So at any point in time, a neuron is either an excited state or inhibited state. Like basically in excited state, neuron conducts a strong signal. So basically sometimes when we are doing our work and we stuck somewhere, then our mind blows down that how we can solve this problem, how we can think regarding that, and what statement I made so that it will not go in error. So in our system also, when we made a thousand line of program, and because of some mistake it is not running, in that condition our excited state is coming. In inhibited state, basically neuron conducts a weak signal when we are not thinking too much. So neural network is a series of connected neurons, forms a pathway. A series of excited neurons created a strong pathway. A biological neuron has multiple input tentacles called dendrites and one primary output tentacle called an axon. So basically, when we think so much, like how we can resolve this problem, how we can go into deep into this, and after that thinking, like we provide 5 minutes, 10 minutes of thinking to that, and then we need to come to an output, and we decided that yes, this is our answer. So the gap between an axon and a dendroid is called a synapse. So basically neural network, it is presenting more information like this, that a neuron accept multiple input signal and then control the contribution of each signal based on the importance of the corresponding synapses gives to this. Yeah, this is also the same thing. So basically, we are now coming to the natural language processing. Like we think all the things and then we come to the output. But uh, in the early stages also of we also think like artificial intelligence is able to recognize our voice. Then we come to this point like natural language processing. But in this kind of things, we have so many challenges also. Like every human is having his behavior, like is having his own vocabulary, like some people is having their own type of voice. So basically we need to gather all these information and then we need to provide the voice synthesis system to our life. So one approach to the voice synthesis is dynamic voice generation, in which a computer examines the letter that make up a word and produces the sequence of sound that corresponds to those letters in an attempt to vocalize the word. So I used a chart also for this, and in which we narrow down the consonants, vowels, diphthongs, and semi vowels. It is all based on the American English. So basically all our chatbots, all our like Apple Siri, Alexa, all are working on this model currently. So basically in the voice synthesis, we are providing some statement to our YouTube videos, like artificial intelligence videos or something like this, like the best popular song currently going there. So by analyzing that voice, they are providing the result to us. So now the main question arise, which is very important to our society, the medical. So basically, E in artificial intelligence is a very crucial step to invent, or we can say just introduce in medical, because the need of AI application in healthcare, like we can say, is there any crunch of doctor or something like that? No, there is no such crunch of. But if we can think about 2 years back or 3 years back in Corona, uh, we need so many doctors, but at that time we don't have so many doctors in our society, or you can say the disease is very vast. So we need artificial intelligence in the medical system also. In the early stage, we can say that we can collect some data, like current human behavior, like the diseases they have, like the malaria, like a simple fever, cough, etc. And the artificial intelligence just understand all the data and provide the best solution to our medical system. So currently, as I said, like in the AI doctor in Babylon hospital system, they proposed not for the emergency things, but for the normal things. And like oncology scientists are also trying to identify cancerous tissues using deep learning technique at a comparable level to any trained doctor, which can trigger fast diagnosis of cancer at its initial stage itself. So basically they are not able to provide us the best solution, but I can say in the best time, like if a person need any consultation or any medicine in the early stage, that I think machines can do better basically. So now I will start the computational techniques. And computational techniques is also a very important part of artificial intelligence, and we can say that it is a subset of each other. So basic properties of computational intelligence is mobility, adaptability, complexity, dynamics, robustness, sustainability, and many more. I think we can't invent in that way. So adaptability example, if I need to provide the adaptability example in a good way, so the human body, like our human immune system, I think it is the best closest thing that we can say that adaptability, because we always try to adapt anything in any environment, and we are trying to transform our body according to that. So basically this is my computational intelligence modeling method. Like human mind or a human body, like this is the biology of our structure. Then our system understanding, like we need to narrow down our understanding there. These are our eyes, this is his function, this is mouth, this is his function, this is mind, this is his function. And then we need to create a algorithm, like a logical thinking representation of that. Like how, if we close our eyes, I think we are not able to see, like there is a black screen coming to in our system if we open our eyes. So basically we need to make that algorithm, and then we need to implement this. So current applications, we can say in the computational intelligence, like air traffic control, in the scheduling, in the machine learning, pattern recognitions, job shop scheduling, earthquake prediction systems, market forecasting. These market forecasting is also one of the very hot topic in our society. Like you can see so many apps like Zerodha and Upfront, etc. apps are there in which you can do the trading, etc. all these things, and all is possible because of the data we have, and we are able to use the computational intelligence techniques in that. So I just want to share one case study on company Cred. I think everyone know this name, Cred. This is a very popular credit card payment company, and their basic artificial intelligence behind to create this company, like they every app like Google Pay, Amazon Pay, Paytm, etc. are doing the same thing. I think from last 5 to 10 years, like credit card billing, but they are coming with a very good concept. Like they just narrowed down all the data, and they said like if your credit score is more than 750, then you are able to log in to our system. After that, they provided so many rewards, because if there is a system already exists, then why people use Cred? So they give so many rewards. Like if you need to pay just 10,000 rupees of your credit card bill, then they just provide around 2,000 of reward, 3,000 rupees of reward. And in the early stages of this company, they spend around 1,000 rupees to produce 1 rupees profit. So basically you can think, but currently now they have the data of the people in our India, or in other parts of the countries also, in which they are able to do this. They have the data of the people who is having credit score greater than 750. So in the future, if they need loan, etc. things, so as you can know, in the banks also there are a lot of paperwork, but they are able to provide the loan instantly. And because of this feature, and this feature is not coming in a night, this feature is coming after analyzing all the data, after applying all the artificial intelligence behind that, like what is our customers behavior, what they want to do, like what they want to shop, etc. all the things behind that. And now they have a very good customer database, and good, or we can say the useful customer database in which they able to deal. So every company is having its database like Google, Facebook, but they have so many data, but this company is narrowed down to their data techniques and etc. things, and they just need to focus on the customer which they want, basically. So they just put some set of rules and behind that, and now Cred is becoming one of the largest giant in this industry. So I
Excuse me,
think,
sir.
yes,
Uh, Sorry to interrupt you. If you allow, can we take a 10 minutes break here?
yes, yeah, sure. Okay,
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 so
actually, yeah, we are running out of
let's take a
time.
10 minutes break.
Yeah, sure.
In Saurabh, you can start your another session after the 10 minutes, and the first part is about to complete from your side. You can go ahead accordingly.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you.
Sir, you can continue.
Yeah, thanks. So, we are talking about in our first session regarding the artificial intelligence computational techniques. So, all these things come into a cost. So, how, like in the starting, if we downloaded any app, then it comes to things like allow to use your data, allow to access your data while we are using this app, and something like this. I'm not saying that is not a good thing. Like a product or any specific app can analyze first your data and then your behavior, and then he present the things that you want. So basically, we need to pay some cost regarding that, and the cost is our data. So, but with this data, there are so many threats coming in our system, like threats, we can say, like cyber threats. Because in every system, if we have, like, there are some ethical person and there are some non-ethical person who always want to stop you, or who always want to track your data, or who always want to take something from your data. Like you had done a very good coding, very good representation of the program, but on the same way, someone trying to use that program, someone trying to use your logic, someone trying to use your algorithm. So in that manner, cyber security firstly invented. So my next topic is cyber security. And in this security, I'm talking about the IT fundamentals, like what are the challenges we are facing currently as in our industry, like in our healthcare system, in our banking system, in our retail chains, or in our all other things, or in a common man perspective, I can say, like we are doing our banking, billing, etc. So there are always a eye on that. If we are downloaded any app that is not correct, is not a correct statement, I think. And that use our data to fulfill his dreams, basically, like they are able to stole some money from our account or something like this. So in this presentation, I want to include like the cyber security tools and cyber attacks, cyber security rules. Basically, as I said, in the early trending stage of the computer system, the cyber security is not a very big topic, basically, and no one talk about this, and no one give their thinking or their knowledge about this. All just want to present something which is capable in the need of the common people, and they can use in a very good way. So in the early stages of the Windows system, there is no security features, etc. are there. By the time when we engage and when we have a very good customer base, then there is a possibility coming that security is needed. Like if we think about our human immune system, it is also a very good adaptive system, but there are so many disease came, and we are not able to give the proper solution. Like in the case of the corona also, we are not able to give the proper solution till now. In the early stages of malaria, plague, etc., also the same thing come in the system. So in every system there is a drawbacks, etc., also are there, and we need to fight with them. So cyber threats are also one of the topic. And I think how much amount of work and how much amount of time we are giving to artificial intelligence computational techniques, we need to give the cyber threats also. So basically, the cyber security or cyber threats are there, like the internet and the social media platforms are increasingly rapidly in our Indian society. So there are two sides of a coin. Internet also has its own disadvantage, is like cyber crime, illegal activities committed on the internet. Crime committed using a computer and the internet to steal person's identity, or like the illegal things, like we can say, like our bank data is our privacy, and when some other person use this, then it's not a good thing. So basically we can say this is cybersecurity. Just hold for. So basically, cybersecurity deals with the technologies and processes designed to protect computer, our internal security of data, network, the Wi-Fi we are using by which internet is coming, and attacks delivered via the internet by the cyber criminals. Though cyber security is important for the network, data, and application security. So basically, the objective of our presentation is to establish rule and measures to use against attacks over the internet. So basically, in cyber security, the government role is very crucial here, because everything is decided by the higher authorities, like what data we can access, what data we can't access, and is there a crime alleged to that if we use someone other's data. So that is why, with the big giants company like Google, Facebook, etc., this thing came, like the issue of the data, like how they are using our own people data. So cyber security is the protection of internet connected system, including hardware, software, data, and cyber attacks. In the early stages, we are thinking like this, that there is a virus who can insert in our computer and take our informations, or he can do something like this, like which is not operational in our computer environment. Like um, if we want to see some movie or some YouTube video or Facebook, etc., either it can stop us, or it will show something different like this. So there is a technology in the cyber security which is working on the SIA triad of information security. Basically, there are three things in this, like confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So basically, confidentiality is our own personal data. Basically, ensures that data or an information system is accessed by the I only an authorized person. Like we are currently in this presentation. So there is a bunch of people who is authorized to see this presentation or take the knowledge. But if some attacker or some hacker wants to see this, then they will use a illegal technique to come into this picture. In the integrity assures that the data or information system can be trusted, ensures that it is edited by only authorized person, and remain in its original state when at rest. Availability is data and information systems are available when required. Like you can see in some app, there is a notification like allow data, allow photos, allow something like allow message access when you are using data. So basically, availability is that when we are using that app, then they can choose our data and they can create their algorithms to our interest. So that is a legal thing. But if you are accessing someone's data without his prior notice and without breaking the rules, then it's a threat. So security and privacy. Privacy relates to any rights you have to control your personal information and how it's used. Example like privacy policies. In every app, in every product, there are some privacy policies are there, and we need to refer to go to that, because when we downloaded any application, download any app, when we are using any products, the moment we click on allow, then it gives access to our data to that application, that product. So cyber security threats are arises when we are giving the permissions. In some cases also it will come directly to us, but in that case also the root cause behind that cyber threat is also like the app we have installed, like the data we have in our system. And security refers to how your personal information is protected. So basically, the categories of cyber crimes are two: the computer as a target or the computer as a weapon. So the computer as a target, in this, using a computer to attack other computers. Like in the case of the hackers, they are doing like this, like example, hacking, virus, worms attacks, and DOS attacks. And in the computer as a weapon, using a computer to commit real world crime, example credit fraud, etc., like in the credit card billing, or in the debit card billing, or in the banking representation, or in the healthcare system. Like in our industry, if we need to update any data, like if we need to change the data from its original state, then we need to have the access of the clean room. Clean room is a thing where you can go without your mobile phones and without any accessible device by which you can copy that data basically. So if we need to, like in the healthcare system, in the retail system, in the banking system, there are so many promo codes etc are there. If you can copy them, you can give it to your friend or something like that. And a person who is in the system is the most importantly the hacker of that system, because if he knows every if and but in the system, then it is very easy for them to attack on that system basically. So the principle of computer security is arises in the 5 phases, like applications, services in the middleware, operating system, OS kernel, and hardware. And the hackers attack basically in the three modes of the system, like the operating system, OS kernel, and hardware. So basically, the question arises, like how do you stop an attacker from getting access to a layer below your protection mechanism? And every protection mechanism defines a security perimeter, like a boundary. Attackers try to bypass protection mechanism. In this case, attacker basically what they do, they are attacking on our firewall or they are accessing our data. So the types of cyber crimes decided by our society or by the bunch of peoples who is having master in this. So basically there are different types of cyber crimes, like the hacking, phishing, denial of service, spam email, spyware, adware, malware, ATM skimming, and point of scale crime, and ransomware. Ransomware is popular currently, but we are starting with the spam emails. Like there are so many emails coming into your mail account, like your loan has been cleared, just apply for credit card in 3 minutes and you can get the credit card up to limit like 20,000 or 12 lakh or like this. So basically they want to the attacker basically want to click on that link. Actually, whenever you click any untrusted source of the link, then you are entering into that cyber crime basically. Because when you click on that link, then you basically provide the access of the data unknowingly. Because in the case of the good app or a good product, they are they ask you that we are able to access your data while using the app or not. In that case you have an option like allow or disallow. But in the case of the cyber attack, you don't have any option. If you click on that link, then it will go to your bank accounts or your personal information or etc or on your phone system also. So basically, if we need to come out of this, like first we need to understand that we don't need to go into any untrusted source of data. Like if we get any spam email or something like that, we don't need to click on that. Otherwise we will go to the cyber crime. So I will narrow down all the points of the cyber crimes or all the types of the cyber crimes. So first is the hacking. Hacking in simple terms means an illegal intrusion into a computer system or network. It is also known as cracking. So basically hacking is something like this, like we have downloaded an application. So if we are providing the allow or we are giving our agreement that yes, you can use our data and you provide these things like the apps variety. But if some hacker directly coming into that system, like our app behave unknowingly, like you want to open something else and it is opening something else, then you need to think that maybe something wrong between this. Second point is phishing. Phishing is fraudulent attempt usually made through emails, like in the spam email case, to steal your personal information. Phishing is the attempt to obtain sensitive information such as username, password, credit card details, debit card details, and something like malicious reason through an electronic communication. A common online phishing scam start with an email message that appears to come from a trusted source. From a trusted source here, meaning is like that, in the subject line we saw Amazon, Google, Facebook, like big giants like this. So we have a thing in our mind like this is a trusted source, but their address, like their web address, like their email address is not that correct. The hackers just made a email address or a web address like this, like in the banking website also around 3 to 4 years back in the STFC bank case. The hackers made a web address like SDFC bank. So people when search on the SDFC internet banking, they got 2 or 3 result. In that case, sometimes user click on the malicious or a wrong web address, and that comes to the cyber threat. Like phishing means basically send out thousands of phishing email with link to fake website. Victims click on link in email believing it is legitimate, and they enter personal information. After that, fraudsters compile the stolen data and sell it online or use it themselves. And build fake sites are the common example of these things. And in our real world also, you are seeing so many spam emails coming to your system. In the next type, the denial of service, this is an act by the criminal who floods the bandwidth of the victim network. In the DOS attack, a hacker uses a single internet connection to either exploit a software vulnerability or flood a target with fake requests, usually in an attempt to exhaust server resources. This has become a very technical language, but in a very simple language, we can say, like when we are using any website or anything, we um, like I can say, like in Amazon Prime or in Netflix, some new movie came, and you want to see that movie, but you don't have that subscription. So we are going that we need to download this movie. Then there are so many websites coming, and when we click on those websites and when we are going there, there is a good download button is there, and which is very highlighted also, and we click on that download button, and at that moment there are so many pop-ups coming in our mobile screen or computer screen. So this is the early stage of our cyber threat. Basically we are going into the hacker environment, and then they create their algorithm, their programming techniques to crack down our data, our personal information, etc. So the DDoS attack is like this. The attacker is sending email to the masters, and then it is connected to a very tree type chain like 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, etc. like this. And it is coming in our system abruptly. In the spam email case, email spam is the electronic version of junk email. I currently we have in our system, like in the Gmail, in the mail IDs, we have another option like junk email, but their limitation also there that they cannot examine that junk email, that every junk email they cannot identify. They are also working on the data models, like this web address is not correct, so we need to put this email into the junk email options. But when the hacker is trying to create new web address every day, so that is why it is very difficult for a mail company to identify which email is good, which email is going into your primary or general email system, or which email is going into your junk email system. Like the malware is in the different type. It is in the malicious software such as virus, worms, and trojan, which is specifically designed to disrupt or damage computer system or mobile device. I can say in this like virus, worms, and Trojan case, we have antiviruses and different product also in our system currently, but they also have their limitations. Like viruses are the programs that attach themselves to a computer or a file and then circulate themselves to other files. Because the antivirus is also committed to those malwares which currently happened or in the past they have happened, but they don't have any idea about the future hackers mindset, like what type of virus they will put into our system. So basically antivirus is a good thing. It can provide solutions to 80% of our problem, but 20% and the new 20% viruses are the problems which cannot detect by the antivirus. Like worms, like unlike viruses, do not need the host to attach themselves. They merely make functional copies of themselves and do this repeatedly till they eat up all the available space on computer's memory. Trojan is just a type of malware that pretends to be something useful, helpful, or fun while actually causing harm or stealing data. Trojans are often silently downloaded other malware. Example spyware. We have downloaded Google Chrome. So basically, the Trojan is something like there is a very small type of file which downloaded, if we are downloaded Google Chrome from an untrusted source, not from the Play Store or something like that, then there might be a chances that a Trojan is infected our device as well. Trojan can infect you in places where you might not expect it, such as emails, downloads, and more. It's always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to avoiding this type of malware. In the spyware and adware case, spyware is a type of malware that hackers use to spy on you in order to gain access to your personal information, banking details, or online activities that we are doing on our Amazon websites or on any shopping website. We should protect ourselves by an anti-spyware tool. Like this is also an antivirus tool. And adware is a type of malware that bombard you with endless ads, like a different type of pop-ups that we have talked about. Now we are talking about the most hot topic in the current scenario, or you can say in the last 3 to 4 years, ransomware. In ransomware is also a type of the malicious attack, or we can say a virus, but in this the techniques that hackers use is something different. Like in in other virus attacks, sometimes you're not able to get it, you are infected with the virus in your computer. But in the ransomware, it is a very scary as it sounds. Hackers use this technique to lock you out of your device and demand a ransom in return of for access. Ransomware puts you in a sticky situation, so it's best to know how to avoid it. So basically in ransomware, like hacker lock your device or gain the access of your device, and they said like just transfer 5 lakh amount in my account, and then I will release you. Then I will release your mobile device or your computer device from this. So basically, ransomware restrict access to your computer system and demands that a ransom is paid in order for the restrictions to be removed. The most dangerous ransomware attacks are caused by WannaCry, Petya, Server, or Locky ransomware. The money which is supposed to be paid to remove ransomware from your system, which is called ransom money. So basically, there are big IT giants who caught in this ransomware also, in which their all economy is go down. Cognizant is one of the example of this, and they have lost around 60% of their economy because of that. ATM skimming is also one of the popular type of virus attack, and POS crimes also. In ATM skimming, basically this is a hacker's mind that how they can narrow down the ATM prototype, or basically the techniques and the logical thinking and the algorithm used behind that. There is just a one simple example from India in the ATM skimming. They It is a technique of compromising the ATM machine by installing a skimming device atop of the machine keypad to appear as a genuine keypad, or a device made to be affixed to the card reader to look like a part of the machine. These techniques are using around 4 to 5 years back. They put a different keyboard or something like that. But in the current scenario, we have a lot of security in our ATM or POS machines. But basically, latest example is like this: when you withdraw the money from your account, So like in the early stages of the programming of the ATM machine, they just mention only the first and the last note of your withdrawal. Like you put around 10,000 rupees, and there are 2,000 rupees of notes withdraw from the machines. In that case, hackers are doing like this, that when they put the button on the withdraw money, they just take the first and last note of that machine. So like they withdraw 10,000 rupees of amount, and they just take 4,000 rupees, like first note and the last note. And between them there are three notes also there. So they go down, and our technique is like this, that we are just pretending that if a person take down the first and the last note, then the transaction is complete. So hacker use the technique, and they just take the middle notes also. They don't touch the first note and the last note. So when the transaction is complete, the ATM is said that the transaction is unsuccessful and your amount has been credited to your account. So you withdraw 10,000 of rupees, and the ATM gives you 6,000 rupees, and it will give you the message also that transaction is unsuccessful. So you got around 6,000 of profit from a 10,000 money withdrawn. In that case, hackers are doing these things with their account only. There is no threat to the other people in that case. So this is a very good example of ATM skimming. After find out of this, ATM machines algorithm and the coding techniques has been changed behind that. But this is also not a crime as per my understanding. If a person is doing this crime repeatedly, this is a crime. But in the first point of thing, like if a person told that this is the backlog in your system, that it is only reading the first and last note, then this is a very good test case for our ATM protocol. Types of cyber attacks as per FBI in the percentage, like financial frauds is around 11%, sabotage of data or network is around 17%, theft of proprietary information is around 20%, system penetration from the outside is 25%, denial of service is around 27%, unauthorized access by insiders is 71%, employee abuse of internet privileges is around 79%, and viruses is around 85%. I think you think that it is going above 100%. So basically these type of frauds are interlinked to each other. Like in the virus case, you can face the financial fraud also, like in the denial of services also. So the FBI data is like this for that. Now we are coming to the types of security tools we can engage, or we can narrow down, or we can minimize the impact of the cyber threats. In this, we need to understand CBE, CWE, CBSS, OBEF's top 10 and SENS top 25 techniques, and like the Wireshark demonstration, Nmap demonstration, and NASUS technique. So we will start with what is CBE, CWE, etc. So these are the common vulnerabilities and exposures is a catalog of known security threats. Like the threats we are knowing till now, like the viruses, worms, trojans, adware, spyware, etc. And the catalog is sponsored by the United States of Department of Homeland Security, and threats are divided into two categories: vulnerabilities and exposures. And basically it is working on the CVE databases, like the amount of cybersecurity threats happen till now, and it will analyze and narrow down and provide some coding techniques and logical thinking behind that, and it will working like this. And the common vulnerability scoring system is a free and open industry standard for assessing the severity of computer security vulnerabilities. Like there is a base score range is there. Like if there is a cyber threat of like this, we are providing the rating like point 0.1. Like the credit score we are providing currently in the current banking system. So it is like that. So basically, it is a measure of measuring the cybersecurity threat data. And the another technique is common weakness enumeration is a list of software weakness. Like we know, like this is a Google app, this is Facebook app. So we need to find out what are the weaknesses behind that, like where it is compromised, like when hackers or any attacker is doing something with our computer or mobile while using this app, then these are the things that we need to check. So basically you can see so many updates are coming for any app or any product. So we need to download each and every update, because in the every update, this is the update is not just related to our UI, like the graphical user interface. It is basically related to the security patches that has been designed by their ethical hacking team. Because in the same word there are so many ethical hackers also hired by the companies to check their security of the system. In this, like the CWE and SENS top 25 most dangerous software errors is a list of the most widespread and critical errors that can lead to serious vulnerabilities in software. They are often easy to find and easy to exploit. Like I said, they are often easy to find. Easy to find in the means like the data we currently have in our system, like the different type of cyber threats happen to the people till now in our current industry. So on the basis of that, we designed this system. But another point is like that if a hacker is coming with some new technology or something new, then we need to identify and then we need to update it into our security patch as per the standard. These are the different things like broken access control, security misconfiguration, cross-site scripting, insecure serialization. So basically, like we are currently in this presentation and I'm accessing this to my personal computer. But if I'm trying to access this presentation from a different VPN system, different VDI system, like there are so many virtual desktop interface currently in the system in which you are not authorized to use other than data that company relies on you. Like I'm currently working in TCS or currently working in Cardinal Health System, so I'm authorized to that company. Like I need to do all the specifications, all the coding techniques, all the algorithms that are designed only to TCS or Cardinal Health System. I'm not giving I'm not authorized to copy that data into our personal email or something like this to use these things. Wireshark is also very uh, important thing. Wireshark is a network packet analyzer. A network packet analyzer will try to capture network packet and try to display that packet data as detailed as possible. So basically, when we are searching something on internet, so behind our system in our OS, there is a system who is identifying all the things. Like if we are downloading something, like if we are accessing something, like if we download some PDF, then it will analyze that what type of cyber threats we have in this. If there is any untrusted data or there is any untrusted source, then it will give us the alert. So basically people use Wireshark for network administrator, use it to troubleshoot network problems. Network security engineers use it to examine security problems, because the network engineers and the hackers, ethical hackers, have the job to strengthen the current system. Basically if there is any security breach is there, then they need to identify it, they need to change the coding as soon as possible. Because in the banking system, in the healthcare system, or where the money is involved, then it will become a very secure thing for us, because no banking system or no banking company wants there any security glitch in their system. So they use so many techniques to features. available, like you can say in Windows and Unix, in both system it will work. Capture live packet data from a network interface, display packet with very detailed protocol information, like what type of data it is there, like there is any untrusted source of data, there is a trusted source of data. So basically they have their algorithm behind that, and on that basis they are working on that. Open and save packet data captured, import and export it, filter packets it, and then search it. And as you can see, like the last point is create various statistics. So on the basis of that data, they examine that what type of data it is. Like if this type of data is there, then it is a trusted source, then it is an untrusted source. So basically like this. Network Mapper is also a free and open source utility for network discovery and security auditing, useful for tasks such as network inventory, managing service upgrade schedules, and monitoring host or service uptime. This is developed by Gordon Leon, and it is a very old technique, like from 1990. It is currently is in the system. So this is also working on the same. And now coming to the point, Nessus. Nessus is a remote security scanning tool like our antiviruses, which scans a computer and raise an alert if it discovers any vulnerabilities that malicious hackers could use to gain access to any computer you have connected to a network. It does this by running over 1200 checks on a given computer. Like checks is also coming on our basic analysis of the data. Like if this type of data, then it is good. If this type of data, then it is a alert thing for a user to decide whether he needs to use this website or whether he needs to use this app or not. So basically coming to the functionalities, basic network scan, malware scan, mobile device scan, host discovery, policy auditing, drone detection, PCI external scan, etc. And when you are using these things, you can see the alerts and the things that 60% completed, no malware attack found. And if there is any issue, then it will give you the alert that there is a virus in your system or in your computer, like this. Using the advantage like the highly accurate scanning with low false positive. There are chances of the false positives also, like if we don't have that data in our system or in our coding or in our algorithm, then it will not covered in that scan. So basically comprehensive scanning capabilities and feature scalable to hundreds of thousands of system, easy deployment and maintenance, low cost to administrator and operator, complete coverages with agents including laptops and mobile assets. Now the basic point arises that why we need cyber security. Like someone said, like I have two devices, one mobile in which I will use all the apps, and in other mobile I will use all the like banking system, etc. also. But hackers just need a very small information to gain access of your device. Like if they just know the credentials of your email ID, then they will also able to engage your like device, like computer or mobile device, etc., in a very easy way. So like in the system, think like in the Android mobiles or in the Apple mobiles also, you need to first give your email ID and then you need to log in and then your mobile device start. So our system working like that, and hackers know it very well. So they just need a very tiny information or a very small information to enter our device. So we always need to follow all the rules of cybersecurity. So basically, we are talking about advantages of cybersecurity. It will defend us from hacks and virus, like we are talking about all the viruses, malware, malicious activity. It helps us to browse the safe website. Like in each website, if that is not a trusted source, then a pop-up is coming on our system that it is an untrusted source. Do you want it to proceed, or not. So basically these type of advantages of the cyber security: internet security process all the incoming and outgoing data on our computer. The cyber security will defend us from critical attacks. The application of cyber security used in our PC needs and updates every week. We need to more conscious about the updates. We are always saying that, hey, we will do after this, but I think if you are using any app, you are using your system, you are using any OS, then you need to up to date with their updates, because in each day there are so many hackers creating new possibilities to attack on your device. So it is very important to update your product or your application in without any fail. The security developers will update their database every week once, hence the new virus also detected. Safety tips to cybercrime: basically we need to use the antivirus software. There are so many popular antiviruses also there, and in last 3 to 4 years I can see in the banking platform also, they are also using these antiviruses from so long, but now they, for the users awareness, they are putting on their web internet banking page the antivirus name also, like it is secured with Norton antivirus, like it is secured with McAfee virus. There are so many, because they are trying to give you the information that it is very important. Like if it is important to those banking companies or banking platforms, then it is also important for us also, because they are secured with their things, like they put antiviruses on their banking systems all the time. But we are accessing this information from our personal system, like mobile device or like laptop, or with our PC. So we need to also up to date with their securities. Insert firewalls, uninstall unnecessary software, maintain backup, check security setting also. Like in our computer system also, when we are downloading some APK or etc. things, then it asks us that do you really want to download something from the unknown things, because they want to tell you that this is unknown for us, so you are only authorized to do this, because they are not advise you to download any APK or something like this. Never give your full name or address to the strangers. Learn more about the internet privacy, basically. So in the cyber security also, this is our duty also to minimize the impact of these threats by just basically having the knowledge of these points. So India stands currently 10th in the cyber crime in the world, but as per my understanding, as our user base is very increasing day by day, so there are might be chances that hackers want India on their preferred list. So currently this is the list as per FBI, that USA is the first, China, Germany, Britain, Brazil, Spain, Italy, France, Turkey, and India. So there is a very famous quote from the Professor Jeannie Spafford: the only system which is truly secure is one which is switched off and unplugged, locked in a titanium safe, buried in a concrete bunker, and is surrounded by nerve gas and very highly paid armed guards. Even then I wouldn't stake my life on it. So basically they are providing a thinking that we are not safe when we are accessing some information from internet or using our mobile device or using our laptop. We need to think about it while accessing any website or while downloading any content from any website, whether it is a trusted source, whether it is a non-trusted source, but we need to check it. That is basically the main principle of cybersecurity. And like we said, in security matters, there is nothing like absolute security. We are only trying to build comfortable levels, because security costs money and lack of it costs much more. Comfort level is a manifestation of effort as well as a realization of their effectiveness and limitation. Like our immune system is as per my understanding, it is a very good system. Like there are so many securities systems are there, and we are adaptive, and we are having the learning capabilities, etc. are there. But there are so many diseases like cancer, cough, fever, malaria, plague, corona, etc., which is coming unknowingly to our system, and our system is not, our human immune system is not uh, prepared for that. So in that case, also we need to pay something for that. So in the computer world, you need to be up to date about the security incidents. Like this in the cyber world, the current scenario is like this, that advances in information and communication technologies has revolutionized government, scientific, educational and commercial infrastructure. So in this system, government also need a very vital role. Currently they are preparing teams which is providing day-to-day information related to the cyber crimes, and they are providing so many techniques to minimize the impact of cybersecurity threats. In my case, also when I am working in the CBRE banks, so we are basically transforming our AS400 system to SAP system. So the vice president of CBRE system asked me the first question, Saurabh, just tell me that what are the security threats we have in that system. So as you know that AS400 is a IBM provided tool. The data is all around, is in the system. They have their memory, they have their chips, they have their own hardware. So there is a as I can say, there's a low impact of security threats. But if you are going into the SAP system, the memory is more. There are advantages also, but there are so many security threats also. But in the current scenario, the antiviruses and the security codings that we have currently in the SAP system, it is also a secure. But in the future system also, hacker will come with another techniques, and then SAP system need to narrow down his algorithms, and they need to add other functionalities also in the system. So in each uh, organization, in each industry, the main concern is cyber security, because of the cyber security threats coming into in our system. So in the technology trends, we can say increasing complexity of IT system and network will mount security challenges both providers and consumers. So basically, when we are transforming our ES400 system to SAP system, so on each day we are providing the CBRE associates to the training, that on which thing you need to click, on which thing you don't need to click, which alert you need to give importance, which alert you can ignore it. So basically our main focus is on the delivery also to the customer, but on the same time to the security threats also. Because if our like device is compromised in any way, then it will impact our customer, our deliveries, our you can say our name, like CBRE banks, SDFC bank, ICICI bank, they have very big names like SBI, etc. They have very big names, and they have names with that reputation. So if in the next day of newspaper you find like 10,000 people's data has been compromised in SBI, then it is a very big news for us, because we are also not sure about that. We need to open an account in SBI bank or ICICI bank or SDFC bank, like our money is not safe. Then these type of things come into our mind, which destroy the reputation of a product, of a company, etc. also. So cyber security, as per my understanding, is a very important thing in today's world. So currently the global cybersecurity trends, recent studies reveal three major findings: growing threat to national security. Basically, you are uh, getting so many information in other countries website. There is a other country flag. So basically they are doing, hackers are doing these things uh, for a cold war perspective. and increasing threat to online services like our shopping apps, our banking modules, our iMobile apps, etc. also are there. And emergency of a sophisticated market for software flows that can be used to carry out espionage and attacks on government and critical information infrastructure. Findings indicate a blurred line between legal and illegal sale of software vulnerabilities. I added some points to take references from Wikipedia and some other area like the threats to national security. So currently, internet has become a weapon for political, military, and economical espionage. So organized cyber attacks have been witnessed, like Pentagon, US in April 2007, computer system of German Chancellor and three ministers has been also hacked. In the recent times. In the digital currency also you think that there are so many cyber attacks going there. That is why it is not becoming very popular till now for the common peoples. For the tech guys, it is a very popular thing like digital currency, etc. And most government agencies and companies around the world use common computing technologies and systems that are frequently penetrated by criminal hackers and malware. Like if we see, there are so many government organizations in our India also which are not using so many antiviruses, like not so many security patches, or like not so many security updates are doing. They are doing their day-to-day work. But in the coming days also we can see there are so many cyber security incidents are going there, and that can and give a picture about the cybersecurity. Because if a thing happened with us, then it will give a clear picture like, oh, by clicking on that link it will affect my banking data or my personal information. Then I will give the information that don't use it, and then we spread that news to others also. So there are different types of threats to online services also. Like in the future trends, we can suggest like an increase in safe havens for cyber criminals, and hence the need for international cooperation arrangements. Like in every country we need to provide some set of rules, some set of regulations, some set of things that if a hacker or attacker is doing these things and it is in your boundaries, so you need to give us space to like pretenders like to give you information, and you need to capture that person or hacker or computer system. It is believed that in next few years government are likely to get aggressive and pursue action against the specifics. And we need to come up with, like individual companies, government officials, everyone need to come on the same page in the cyber security trends. Like in these are the future trends. Like in the India, if we are talking about in the cyber incident, cyber crime in India resulted in 29.9 million people being victim of cyber crime, involving direct financial losses to the tune of the $4 billion and $3.6 billion in terms of time spent in resolving the crime. 4 out of 5 online adults being victim of cybercrime. I'm not saying here that like the cybercrime is like that someone taking your money or someone like that. But if you click on any untrusted source or any app that is not coming from a trusted source, that is also coming in the cyber crimes, and that is why our adults are being victim of those cyber crimes. 70% of adult online experience on their mobile phone, which is becoming the most popular thing currently. So cybercrime, why India? Why we need to think about that? Why we need to give more focus on this cyber security word? So the main reason is because the rapidly growing online user base. After Geo is included in Geo is coming into India, it is very popular that everyone have a smartphone and everyone have data, everyone have lot of internet, and they are doing searching or playing games online. So this is a very better way to hackers to attack on their mobile phones or their laptops also. So basically we need to think on that what we need to search, what we need to play, what we need to see on internet. 50 million users shop online on e-commerce and online shopping sites. I think that data is increasing day to day. And 46 plus million users on social network like on Instagram, Facebook, etc. 400 mobile users had subscribed to data packages. That is also a very big amount. And as per currently till now, in the Indian response, the government of India had set up an internal department, Information Security Task Force, with National Security Council as the nodal agency. The task force studied and deliberate on the issues such as like till now the big giants companies like Google, Facebook, TCS, Wipro, Infosys, etc., is there. Now the government security is also coming into that picture. Like in the Google, in the Facebook, they have their ethical hackers also. Like in the government intelligence also, they also have their ethical hackers to minimize the impact of cybersecurity. I'm not saying we can resolve this problem, but we can minimize the impact of this by doing this. So survival, I think it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. So we need to change our techniques, our behavior, our searching data, etc. are there. I think we need to more conscious about when we are going to our mobile phone, when we are going to our laptop, that what we need to access, what we don't need to access in the cyber security, because 50% of the cases has been resolved when user give more conscious about the any app, about any web address, about any website from which they are downloading data, etc. So the 50% is resolution is coming from that. So yeah, guys, this is from my end, and thanks. I think now we can move to the question answer session. Anything else that you want to add in this?
Anyone who has questions, you can raise your hand.
Saurabh,
Yeah.
you have
Yes, sir.
very nicely explained about the cyber security and the artificial intelligence, and very mind-blowing presentation from your side. And I guess that all the participants might have been benefited from this presentation. I have just one query that there are two type of hackers nowadays are coming in account. One is the black hat hackers, and another is the white hat hackers. So there are certain models in the artificial intelligence and computational techniques. For an example, stochastic model, statistical model, and mathematical computational model. They generally prevent the white hat hackers. But black hat hackers generally they only, for an example, in a mobile phone. Initially, there is OTP they ask, and with the help of that OTP, they steal the things from the mobile by phishing and etc. But black hat hacker generally only by conversation only they steal the things. So what type of different mathematical or any stochastical model are used by the to prevent these type of hackers? Can you highlight?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, this is a very hot topic in the coming days. Like, wow, who is why black hat hackers and who is white hat hackers? So, as per the industry standard, who is taking your information without any help of computer system? Like, I'm not talking about that OTP is always coming from the computer system or the algorithm that we have decided, but when a system is hacked on the basis of only the conversation between human minds, like a person called you, he gives you some information that your electricity bill is not paid, that your card is not up to date and it is expired, like your debit card is expired and you need to do these things. Then in that case, a hacker is giving certain steps need to be performed on your mobile device or on your computer system with the help of the app, and then they steal the information and use for their benefit, like in a very economical way or in a very personal way. But in the trend of white hat hackers, they are not providing you anything. Like they are not saying that your electricity bill is not processed, your debit card is expiring. They are coming into the picture when you are using your mobile phones, you are using your laptop, and they are unknowingly entering in the system. So basically this is the difference till now as per the industry experts on this. I hope I will give you the answer.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And another one just query that generally what I have learned from the books that there is a one concept in our human body. You talk about the immune system also in your talk that our immunity or the resistance of the body is actually preventing from the viruses attack on the human body, and that work on the principle by the nature inspired algo, that is the average log loss method. And with the help of that, the data collected by the regular attack on the human body by the viruses and bacteria, for example, and it send the information by the reflex action to the human neurons. And this neuron generally collects the information by regular attack of the virus on the human body. Suppose any person is diseased by different work by many diseases, and it work on the principle of the average length method. So is that type of model can be adapted in the computational technique so that we can prevent the continuous attack by the sequential attack by the cybers?
Yeah, this is a very good point, sir. And in the recent researches, I saw one research from Professor Das Gupta from University of Memphis, who is currently working, who is currently taking the data from the natural resources like this. You are talking about the human immunity system or the DNA, the complexity of those systems and the mathematical equation uses in those systems, and they are trying to develop a same type of coding or same type of mathematical computational techniques in that, and they are trying to provide the cyber security patches or cyber security updates on that. But as we are saying, like human immune system, like till now we are also not able to find out the whole human immune system, that which type of viruses that can prevent, which type of viruses are harms to our body. We are not 100% sure, but it is a very good study in that way, because cybersecurity incident in that case also we are not or have goal like we can remove or we can resolve 100% of the cybersecurity attacks. But yeah, Professor Dasgupta from University of Memphis is currently working on the intrusion defense system, in which they are trying to implement this type of technology or this type of algorithm in our cybersecurity world. So I think in the future, in around 5 to 10 years, we can see these type of system in cybersecurity trends also.
Okay. Thanks a lot for giving the very valuable information. I think certain one query has been raised by the participant, Hariom Pawar. You can see from the text and we and can address. In the text box, there is one query.
So I'll read it for you. The question is, can we make biological device and add it into human body, but it must operate by human mind?
Like in the concept of fuzzy logic, yeah, we can do these things, and I think as per my understanding we are not using those techniques currently in our industry. But you can find a statement from Elon Musk also, that they are now going to implement a chip in his mind. So till now we are able to do these things switch on the fans, switch off the fans. And in the future trends also in the next 5 to 10 years, yeah, we are working on that currently, and we are able to, as per my understanding, as per my research, and as per the industry's growing currently, yeah, we are able to do this. It is a very risky thing, because we need to think on the perspective of the healthcare system also, that it will not infect other person also, or it will not become a supercomputer in a human mind. Then these are the challenges we currently have. Yeah, but in the near future we are able to do this.
Hello, Mr. Saurabh.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am.
So it was really a nice talk. I have a question like, what do you think for these, since you talked about various kind of cyber attacks, so how, can the machine learning can be, used for the prevention? Definitely or we can't prevent it 100%, but we can say that for the detection or for the prediction of the cyber attacks.
Yeah, basically, ma'am, the beauty of machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, computational intelligence techniques are that they are providing the data in a very low complexity forms. And in the cyber security case also, the main motive is to resolve the issue in a very small span of time, or basically to minimize the impact of that. So when we have techniques like that who narrow down the data, there are various data science technologies are there. So currently we are deep down all the machine learning techniques, deep learning techniques, computational intelligence techniques, fuzzy logic, artificial intelligence machines to give the information. Like in our cyber security system, if we are currently preparing a software system or a antivirus, then it needs to qualify all the techniques that currently using in machine learning, deep learning, computational intelligence technique. So our basic thing start with that. Without that, I think we are not able to make such a good cyber security antiviruses or something system like that who can prevent us from that those cyber threats currently.
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Saurabh. One more question I have. Uh, uh, what do you think? What are the precautions then that one has to take so that we can be safe from the cyber attacks?
Yeah, in the first precaution, we yeah, like currently in the online shopping environment, we are going for the best laptops, best mobile devices, etc. are there, and we are giving lakh of rupees on these devices. So we need to ensure one thing also, that we have a good antivirus also. This is the first thing, and which can reduce or minimize the impact of cyber attacks around 80%. After that, the responsibility comes to us, that what type of data we are searching, whether it is from trusted source, whether it is from untrusted source. Like we are using Play Store for downloading any app, then it is a good technique to download any application or any product to use. But when we are going to any untrusted sources, like there are so many apks, etc. are there. Like we don't have Netflix app subscription, we don't have Amazon Prime subscription, and we want to see that movie, then we are going to those websites on which there are so many pop-ups, there are so many viruses are there. So we need to stop us, basically. Not I'm not saying that we need to conscious us, we need to stop us to going from there. We need to pay something like that, like uh, in comparison to our devices, the subscriptions are very low, so we need to pay something on that also, so that we can minimize the impact of threats.
Um, Thanks, Mr. Saurabh. If anybody else has any question?
Hello. Hello, Saurabh sir, I have a question. Like
Yes.
nowadays, youngsters are quite addicted to internet and things like that. They keep on surfing till 8 to 9 hours things. So is there any app or artificial intelligence done something about how like there are many like technology like there are many centers in America coming up to how to refrain the youngsters from watching or getting addicted to internet. So is there any artificial intelligence system or some app which has been built so as to refrain the youngsters from getting addicted towards things like that?
Yes, Kirti, yeah, there are so many apps till now worked, and it is currently now not coming as a different names of the app that we need to use this to narrow down our surfing time or our searching time. But they, as you can see in your computer system also, after 30 minutes or after 40 minutes of continuous use, there is a pop-up coming, stretch your hand, look down 20 feet away. So these are basically the techniques from the artificial intelligence. It is collecting data that this person is continuously working from 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour. In our industry, like in our IT industry, we need to give around 10 to 12 hours every day on laptops, on our mobile devices also. So yes, in the artificial intelligence area, I'm not saying that a very specific product came to narrow down our surfing or minimize the surfing time or searching time or our areas, because it is our interest to search on our mobile device, to work on our laptop. So yes, but these type of alerts are always coming, like just stretch your hand to look away for 20 feet away, because it is giving you alert. Basically this is also like a cyber security threat also. Like in the cyber security threat also, you are getting an alert that this is an untrusted source. In this case also, it is saying you that now 50 minutes has been completed. I think you need to give rest to your body. So basically when these type of things are coming, then user need to aware about that I am using more than my capabilities to on the mobile device and laptop device. So I need to be more conscious about that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks for the answer.
I think Ketki, now you can conclude.
Sure, sir. This brings us to the end of today's session. We are truly grateful to you, sir, for sparing your valuable time for this talk today. We feel fortunate to receive such an informative talk on AI and cybersecurity. Thank you for making us aware about these topics that are so much talked about these days, and they are actually important for everyone, especially the cybersecurity. So thank you so much again. We will be more than happy to collaborate with you in the future. So I thank all the participants for joining this session today. We will be meeting tomorrow as per the timetable. I request again to all the participants to make sure that you join the session on time. So thank you so much again.
Thanks everyone, and it's a pleasure to present.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sarah, for such a overwhelming presentation. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.